Hello again. Welcome back to some Songs of Syx. The most sibilant game in the universe, as I've discussed before. Nice little throat noise to start the recording. Alright, we left off at about 930-ish population. Having just kind of, I won't say resolved, but made progress on resolving some logistical challenges that we were having, and also improving our meat supply. And also our stone supply. We actually have, well, we didn't have a stone supply before, and now we do, basically. We also started to make a little bit of booze last time, but that's going to rely on a supply of coal, which we don't currently really have. So yeah, we are making our own stone now, and placing it in a hauler here. Somebody in the comments told me that I may be kind of using these slightly backwards, but that it should be nonetheless workable in this manner by just giving a pull source like this. So this warehouse has now been told that it pulls stone from that hauler specifically. Not that it has anywhere to put the stone, because the actual warehouse itself is full. I probably want to make a stone-specific warehouse, to be honest, because I could do with having quite a lot more of it in storage. So I'm just going to go ahead and drop one of those, let's say right here. Why not? In the sand. I'm probably going to get rid of this auroch pasture as well, because it's a little bit useless. Yeah, let's just go ahead and delete that. It's kind of just taking up space and not doing a lot. I'm probably going to end up doing the same thing with these balticrawler breeders in the relatively near future, as I replace them with these larger and more moist ones down here, just because they will output a lot more efficiently. Alright, very good. So this should come together pretty quickly. And of course the other thing we did in the last episode was start producing our own people. Yes, making people. Allegedly they only take 18 days to reach maturity. Which, I mean, isn't that long. I feel like once they've been kind of working for a while, the breeder, that is, and the daycare, I feel like we'll get some decent supply of, well, of beings, I guess, I nearly said humans, but, you know, not humans. I'm wondering if I can I build like a school? Does the daycare teach them? I'm not sure whether it actually teaches them. Or whether they simply care for the existence of children. I know that you can change how they're taught. Is that occupation? Yeah, so childhood. The maximum enlightenment allowed. Alright. And you can switch between education and indoctrination. But currently I don't think they're not being educated at all. Which the Garthemi don't care about, so it's not really a huge deal for us. They will not, they refuse to be taught. Well, I don't think they refuse, but... Oh, what's this? Somebody's injured. It's a child. Bleeding out. Well, whatever you did, you shouldn't have done it. Hey, look, it's Eurist. Very good. I don't know what they did, but proudly spreading menace in the city. Well, probably for the best that they're bleeding out then. They got what they deserved, frankly. I don't have any... No, I don't have a hospital. I should probably think about that at some point relatively soon. Once I get some more fine, loyal subjects, then I will dedicate more of the workforce to research, but not until such a time shall I do so. Makes sense? I think that makes sense. Speaking of workforce, we don't really have much of one, which is pretty tough to see. Right, there you go. Pull from that. Very good. They will now specifically go and grab stone from that hauler that picks up all of the stuff at the mine itself. We are just excavating a little coal deposit, which will start working pretty soon after it's uncovered. I may honestly want to do more breeding. Not personally, not in real life, but with Garthemi, I mean. If we could finish off this balticrawler breeder, there we go, that would be good. Will leave us with very little additional, or very little spare workforce, but not much I can do about that right now. I don't feel like there's anything that I'm woefully lacking in right now. We don't have enough access to markets, so we can resolve that. Did I ever upgrade this as well? I actually can now upgrade this market. Wow, check us out. I mean, that might do the trick. It just got kind of purple and shiny. Oh, very good. I do now have no... Yeah, I have no workforce. No spare workforce. I can cut down on the clay a bit to resolve that problem. Even though we aren't really producing quite enough clay right now. I don't know what the largest sink of clay is. It's pretty much just construction, so I guess that's fine. I don't know what we're building out of clay right now. But I assume it must be something. I probably just spent a load on that upgrade. No, I don't think I did actually. Well, whatever the reason. The laboratories are eating a load of it as well. But I'm sure it'll be fine. Is it finally time that we actually make more meat than we consume for a little while? The breeders are using 100 meat per day, so probably not. Once these two balticrawler breeders get online, I think we'll actually be good though. Which will be so nice, because they really want meat. They really, really badly, so badly want the meat. We do not got the meat. with that in mind, I probably need to make another kind of single item warehouse down here. I don't know why I'm not doing that already, to be honest. Just to store all the meat. How many children do we have? 76. Now 77. I just watched the number go up. Very good. Okay, yeah, so we're gaining about 3 per day at the moment. Although sometimes more there. Some days there were 7. I assume it has to do with how much meat we've got. We are also losing some people here and there, but the number is overall positive most days. Not by much though. We can I suppose we could employ more breeders. Not really. Don't really have the spare workforce. But the solution to that is to get more breeders. When you think about it. Oh hey, we now employ over 50 in balticrawler breeders. So they'll get a production boost. So I'll get to watch the production very slightly climb. I don't know exactly by how much. Not by much it looks like, but still. Oh yes, because this one was built as well. Yeah, as I'm saying, as good as it is that we are now going to have meat, I need some more kind of free workforce, so I don't really want to, but I'm going to take some people out of the mines. We're going to lose like a productivity bonus there by having less than 50, but we also really don't need to make 300 stone per day. I am going to start using the stone though, in a masonry. A masonry. I would have called it a stone mason, but you know, each their own. And I suppose there's not really any reason. Like we might as well just put this in the mine. No, I think I'm gonna put it out here. I'm gonna do something like that. I don't know how many workers I actually want doing this, to be honest, but we'll find out. We'll find out together. Do something like that. That would be 40 employees. That's seems like a reasonable enough number to me. Oh, it takes some metal to make. I wonder if it needs a constant supply of metal. Well, we can find out, can't we? Oh, storage. So I can just quickly import some metal, that's not a big deal. Did I ever make a weaver? I'm currently importing cloth, but... Or, sorry, fabric it's actually called, but... Well, I'll just plop down another import depot so I don't have to think too hard about that right now. 11 people have gone deranged. That's not ideal. Did something kind of get real bad? I mean, the amount of food that we have isn't great right now. basically just waiting for the balticrawlers to grow up inside of these breeders. Once they do, our meat production will kind of skyrocket by, I don't know, about 200 a day, I think it looks like. But it'll take a few days here, I think, before they, well, more than a few days before they come to full production, which is pretty tough. That's tough. That's tough to see. You hate to see it. All right, don't import more pottery or cloth. Sorry, import some metal. I don't think I have anywhere set to store that right now. I'm gonna just make a second warehouse to tack onto that one, and that will be for the cut stone. Yeah, people aren't doing great right now. Not sure what's sending them insane. I think it's the dwindling food stocks. Yeah, that'll do it. That will do it for sure. Well, the bakery's working as hard as it can. It's kind of just a race between the output of the balticrawler breeders and the people's stomachs right now. Which will win? Stay tuned to find out. Where is all of our workforce going? I mean, some of it will be just automatically getting sucked into some of the various industries that I have set to auto-employ, I'm sure. Alright, that warehouse just finished. We can just employ one deliveryman for that, I think. And it is to store cut stone. There it is. And a little bit of metal. Basically just an import storage for now. Obviously we'll make our own relatively soon, but not yet. Okay, we are straight up going to run out of food. That's not a great look for us. Not a great look at all. So we're going to have to spend some of our vast wealth, unfortunately. It's fine. Just bring a load of meat in from further afield to keep us afloat. We just had a big wave of people go insane. Which, I mean, I don't know, how could I have possibly seen it coming? You just can't predict these things, you know? So is this meat? Yeah, this meat is arriving at the import depot. Oh, spending a lot of money on meat. A swarm of flying, blood-sucking pests descended upon your city. What does this do? This halves safety. But it speeds people up. Well. Not much I can do about that. Oh, yeah, the mason finished here. Let's not suck our entire workforce into our already struggling for numbers workforce. I don't think we need to make that much cut stone right now. So that's fine. Balticrawlers, please grow up. I wish I could find out. I'm sure I can somewhere, but I wish I knew how many days it took for them to grow up. You see our like population. What's the word they use? There's a particular word they use in Songs of Syx. Fulfillment. Our population fulfillment is rising steadily because the native population is kind of taking over the immigrant population here a little bit. Well, taking over. Is slowly eating into, is what I should say. As we have 111 children who I'm assuming aren't doing any work. If only. But unfortunately not. Okay, here we go. The balticrawlers in this breeder are finally starting to become adult. And with it, the meat production rises, day by day. Very good. Should land at about 100. There we go, 101. This one was finished a little while afterwards, but not too far, so that should come up to meet it relatively soon. Of course, we do eat so much meat, which is just going to make this really difficult to kind of compete with. What I should probably be doing is just making more. Why wait? I'm basically going to just cover the floodplain here in balticrawler breeders. That's what we do. We are the bugs. We are the bugs, we are the bugs, we are the bugs. And we like meat. Put some nice nasty fungus paths up there. They're probably going to take a little while to build, but no big deal. Oops, I accidentally put a stone warehouse over here. My bad. That was supposed to be just for meat. Exclusively for meat. Alright, yeah, we have a tiny little bit of cut stone now, being produced in-house. Completely spent our entire... Dang. Spent all the money we had importing meat, of all things. That's tough. That's not ideal. There we go. This other balticrawler breeder is now coming up to production. So what I'm really hoping not to see here is the amount of meat being consumed by the population just rise to meet it immediately. I think I'll need to see a couple of days to see whether or not that comes to pass. No, I think we are genuinely finally at a positive. Yeah? It looks like we are finally at a positive. Okay. I'll take your word. I'll take your word on that. I don't think that will necessarily last as the population rises a little bit, but hopefully we can get these additional balticrawler breeders built in time to face that challenge head on, let's say. I'm going to go ahead and cut even more workers from the clay pits just to get that done sooner, because I need unemployed is the wrong word, but I need odd jobbers, they're called, to do the construction work. Okay, right. Let's think about what's next here. I would like to give the people more things to keep them happy, because they are kind of going deranged fairly often here. And I'm not sure what they have to be unhappy about. to be honest. I mean, obviously we just kind of threw all of our money away, and that upsets the people quite a lot. Fair enough. If my government suddenly spent absolutely all of their money on meat, I would be relatively upset too. So one thing to keep in mind is that the food stalls are actually typically relatively well stocked. Well, no, this one is. The other one is actually not. That's no big deal. I do think that as we stop accepting immigrants, our growth speed is going to slow down pretty massively, but I basically have to do it, so I think that just has to be acceptable. Hey, something I could actually do here is give people their full allotment of rocks. There's no reason not to at this point. Did I get the upgrade for these houses unlocked? I can't remember. Oh yeah, that was what I needed the stone for. Okay, great. So I can actually now upgrade these to have basements. A second floor requires another research, but that basically lets me I think they get an additional 2 on the little apartments there. Or those are houses, aren't they? If I upgrade these, they go from 10 to 14, so that's a good way to get much more dense housing, basically, at the cost of some of that cut stone. So once we have a bit more workforce, obviously I'll make far, far more of that cut stone. Because that will help massively to support a larger population without having to kind of balloon outwards so much. I appear to have way too many caretakers assigned here. I'm not sure why or how, but it's fine. Oh my goodness, look at them bringing all the meat to the breeder. Crazy stuff. I may make use of one of these kind of building markers down here again. If I can find it. Workstation, there you go. And just basically employ as many people as I can. Just to really get this job done. Because I don't want to fall down on the meat really badly. It's kind of the main thing. If you ever read about how to play a Garthemi city in Songs of Syx, which I said in the last video, I stumbled onto oh, we leveled up because we reached 1,000 people. Nice. We gained access to even more nobilities and we got 60 knowledge. Fantastic. I can do something with that. Anyway, I was saying, I basically once stumbled upon a Reddit thread about how to properly manage a Garthemi settlement. And one of the main things was just get so much meat. Get so much meat. And we will be able to further upgrade the balticrawler breeders once we have 1,010 Garthemi. But what might I unlock with some knowledge? I could unlock the inn. Or I could unlock the tavern. Do my people care about that? What I should do, perhaps, is check whether or not they care. Okay, they do want a tavern. They also do want a bathhouse. And for some reason, they also want a barber. Physician would surely be a very good idea. It seems like that would be a good idea. The Garthemi appear not to like having courts, so that's interesting. I could also just kind of upgrade what we've currently got, like I could upgrade the stages, but 40 knowledge is quite expensive just for that. If I was more stable in my production of drink, then I would get a tavern, but I think it's going to have to be a physician. Or rather, you get the hospital first. I could then also unlock the physician, but I'm not sure I will just yet. I think I'll... Oh, Bloodsport. They surely like Bloodsport. This just seems like the kind of thing they would be into. Fight pit. They do like the fight pit. Let's unlock the fight pit. That just seems like a great idea. But first, a hospital. I'm going to tuck this into the corner up here. I don't really know how big this needs to be. But I'm just going to kind of build it to the largest extent I can. Up here. Something like that, anyway. Yeah. I don't know. We'll go with that. I don't want to dig too much into the mountainside for it, just make use of what's already there, pretty much. Beds. So, basically, each patient, or each employee is 4 patients, roughly. Something like that, so we can probably make this considerably smaller. I think I may have over-egged this. Oh yeah, it costs a lot of tools as well. Okay, we're gonna cut that way down. Way, way down. There's simply no need. Because I'm going to have to buy in some tools for this, and tools are expensive. Very expensive, if I remember correctly. And I'm going to need 219, and a lot of furniture as well, which, to be fair, makes sense. I don't think I have any storage for tools, no. So I'll have to resolve that as well. Tools are just generally very, very good. You do kind of need them, it's worth saying. But you didn't used to have to, but now you need to actually research the ability to use tools with most industries. Whereas back when I last played this game, you could just throw tools at almost anything to make it much, much more efficient. No, I don't believe that's true anymore. Of course, the plan is to make my own. I have access to some ore here somewhere, I think. Right? Oh yeah, here. And also there. And also there. But we're not going to get into that industry just yet. I forgot to check after I upgraded that one market. Did it help? The access is still relatively low, so I'm going to put another one. I assume I just need one for people that live further south, basically. I need a market for the southerners. Though I am loath to provide for them. You know, I think the stage upgrade may have actually been a pretty good idea, but Bloodsport it is. Fight pit. Oh, it's a set size, okay. And it will employ 10 gladiators. Presumably new gladiators will have to be provided fairly regularly. I'm going to go ahead and build it next to the hospital. Does that seem like a good idea? I think that seems like a good idea. It's relatively cheap to make, so that's good. Somebody's trapped, apparently. Oh yeah, sure enough. Let me just quickly resolve that for them. So many people are going deranged. Apparently it can be cured in an asylum, which is unlocked after the upgrade to lavatories for some reason, and costs quite a bit of knowledge, so I'm going to have to figure out a library for that first. The improved laboratory would probably be a good idea. Can I increase their effectiveness in any other way first? I don't think so. Oh, there's the school. I knew I knew it had to be there somewhere. I could actually unlock that now. Of course, I got some administration for that last level. I could unlock the guard post or scaffolds. Yeah, the school, I don't know if that's really that useful to the Garthemi. They don't seem to care about education. Obviously, I can make use of education, but they don't care about it. So what then does it actually do? Does it have an effect on their ability to work? Would be my question. Because if being educated makes them better at working, then great, but if it's purely to keep them happy, I won't bother. Because it wouldn't. It doesn't matter to them. Work on these balticrawler breeders is dreadfully slow, but to be fair, I did start a lot of other constructions. Oh, the fight pit is done. Nice. They'll love that, surely. Look at them go. So, do these guys die? I don't think they die. Right? Surely they don't die. Okay, my second monitor is playing up. Unfortunately, the power supply for it has some issues, so I'm just going to go ahead and turn that off real quick. nope, nope. I shouldn't have done this whilst I was hovering over a toilet, because the noise they make, oh my goodness, is foul. Okay. I'm back in the room, don't worry. So, do they even care about that? They didn't really seem to... I mean, it's just another thing to add to the list that they have access to now, right? Although that hasn't... Oh, there we go, then the amount is going up now as they use it. The fulfillment amount. Oh... We're being forced to pay another ransom. Peter Parker, you have proven yourself a true fool. Oh yeah, for a moment there. For a moment I forgot that I named the ruler Peter Parker. And that was very confusing as a result. Yes, well... We're being robbed. Whatever. Well, it's not technically a robbery. It's, you know... We're being forced to pay a ransom. It's not great, but... What can you do? So yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to build another fight pit or two relatively soon, but I'm not going to worry about it too much right now. We are instead going to kind of just keep on waiting for these balticrawler breeders to come online. Because, as kind of predicted, the food situation is not really staying positive at all. A lot of it is being used by the breeders, but I do want the population to grow, so that kind of has to happen. We're now at 25%, or roughly 25% native population. So that's good, I guess. I guess they're more likely to work hard if they were born here. Oh, that sounded political. Don't think about that too much. I don't think there's anything I need to be rushing to do right now. I think I just need to be letting stuff happen here. Waiting for this hospital to be built. I don't know how many people I'm losing to injury. I can find out. A couple of people are succumbing to diseases, so hopefully this will help with that. Only time will tell. There we go, it's being built. Very good. Very good. This is the point in the video where I think I'm going to talk about how this channel's doing. Because why not? It's doing surprisingly well. You know, the first few videos I uploaded were essentially just experiments to check whether anybody cared. And without much of a push from the main channel. I mean, I made a YouTube post, but not many people read those. They have some views, and the number of hours that people are watching is really healthy. So I'm really glad about that. I'm excited to see whether it can kind of grow into anything more. That'll be really nice for me, being able to have this additional thing on the go. And I've been enjoying doing it a lot, as I keep saying. I feel like I have to assure people, like, no, I'm not. I want to do this. Trust me. I want to make these long videos and record them. Believe me. It is genuinely very enjoyable for a guy like me who, despite playing video games for a living, doesn't really get to do as much of it as I would like to. The availability of a hospital seems to have made people very happy. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of ill people. Okay, yeah. All these people are being treated for their vision fever and white shimmer. Anyway, my point was just, essentially, thank you if you're watching these. If you're watching this and you're conscious, one, you're kind of doing it wrong, but also thank you. It's cool to be able to do this. It's very reminiscent of kind of the old times on YouTube, where I could just... The amount of time it takes to make a piece of content is the amount of time it takes to record it, basically. That's very freeing, for obvious reasons, hopefully. Not that I would ever stop making higher effort content, because it's just, it's an entirely different thing. Right, back in the game, we are actually now, it seems, we're into that, I knew it would come, and we are now into that kind of stage where the population is fairly rapidly growing natively. I mean, it's not rapid, but it's... I would describe the pace as almost worrying, considering how long it's taking to build these balticrawler breeders. It is actually worrying. Is there an area up here of particularly good moisture? Perhaps I should just put some balticrawler breeders over here as well. Slightly closer to home. I will actually have the population to work in them at this point, so why not? Oh, these ones are just made of mud walls as well, no stone, so they'll actually go up a lot faster, in theory. So in a confusing turn, I played 9 holes of golf today. Something I've never done before. So that was certainly a choice. I don't know why I say it like that. It was actually good fun. I enjoyed myself. I wasn't good at it, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. I just felt like I would say that. I played golf. There you go. Some people died. Heat stroke. It's always heat stroke. I may have unlocked pools at some point. Yes, I did unlock swimming pools. In fact, I think that might have been what I did towards the end of an episode at some point. But to actually fill them, you have to provide them with water pressure, which you do with water pumps. So I have to take water from down here and canal it to where I would like a pool, basically. Which, I mean, is fine. I can do that. I believe if I build that there, then that will work. So I could use culverts to dip under. Okay, yes, very good. So if we go canal from the pump up to here. And then a culvert there. And a culvert we could get away with there. And then back to a canal. This is going to be somewhat physically divisive, but that's fine. I can just go like up to there and then drop a culvert. Don't actually love that. Let's just cancel those. If I do them in line with the doors, that will work. Yeah. When I did say this, I said physically divisive. This was, not ideologically divisive. Maybe ideologically divisive. Maybe some people really don't like canals, but I love being near bodies of water. I've said that before on the channel, but yeah. Something about life on the water is just such a... I mean, it's deeply, deeply romanticized, but... I just feel like we're kind of meant to be around water. So let's take this into over here. And then put a pool over here. Can I build it around the humidifier? Yeah, sure, why not? Oh, the Garthemi don't appear to like pools or ponds? Well, whatever. They're getting one anyway. I think they keep dying of heat stroke, so they may or may not love swimming, but it's better than dying. Or at least I certainly hope it's better than dying. I'm going to make them build it either way. You can also, and I perhaps should have been doing this already, you can use what you can irrigate, essentially. I could increase the moisture around some of my balticrawler breeders, or I could, make spaces more conducive to balticrawler breeders than they are by default, I believe. Alright, let's watch this get built. Oh gosh, we're gonna starve again. It's a terrible thing to be able to say. We're going to starve again. I think my solution to this is going to be essentially to shut down breeding. I have quite a lot of spare workforce, so let's just stop with the breeding. So that we can actually build up some meat for a little while. I could cut food servings as well, but I fear that will make some people very unhappy, so I want to make sure I would actually have to do that first. It really just takes a very long time to build all of these balticrawler breeders. They seem to sort of get built in stages as well, which certainly doesn't help. Like they all get cleared and then they start to get built one by one. Kind of a somewhat rough way around of doing things, in my opinion. I also, it appears we need to make another bakery. I guess I knew that had to happen eventually. So let's go ahead and do that. Because we have full grain stores right now. The brewery also doesn't... Actually, I'm not... Now that I come to think of it, I don't know if I have ever actually had any warehouse space for... Piva. So I've been trying to make it this whole time. Well, I have been making it this whole time. And I've just never actually been storing any of it. Okay, here we go. We're now actually building the pump itself. I think this is going to be somebody's full-time job working on this pump. Yeah, it's going to be 6 people's full-time job, apparently. But there we go. Water is not making it very far. Even with people pumping? Oh dear. Well, that's not good, is it? There we go. I mean, it's not making it all the way, but... I may need another pump. Although it does also just appear to be... Okay, yeah, this pump can only output 150 maximum pressure, so I am just going to have to connect this to more pumps. Which is fine. Oh wait, don't do that. Don't build that straight across there. Instead, this needs to go into culverts, really, doesn't it? So I think if these are all pumping fully, that would be enough. Yeah, that would be enough. Just. Oh, very good. I can actually upgrade these with just some metal. That reduces the number of workers it needs. And if I bought some machinery, then I could do the same again. So we'll see how we go with these other pumps built. It doesn't increase the amount of pressure it can produce, it just means you need 2 less workers to make it, which will make it a lot more consistent. Slowly watch these get built. There we go. I'll give this one the same upgrade because that just seems like a bit of a no-brainer. And then if this one gets finished, there we go. Very good. So that should now, once these get working... Oh, our bakery finished as well, apparently. We'll sort that out in a moment. This has 432 pressure. So that is making it up to this pool. Not fully, though, so it would need yet another pump. Or... No, yeah, it would need another pump. I was going to say, or an upgraded pump. Further upgraded, but that's not true. Well, I mean, I suppose I can do that. Pumps everywhere. just kind of chain some more culverts together to make that workable. Actually, that's not going to be the right spot to put that, is it? I'm going to have to put that somewhere that will still let workers get around to this next pump. That swimming pool up there is usable, but I mean, come on, I can't have a half-full swimming pool, can I? I need to upgrade some of these houses, which I thought would be more doable than it is, but I guess I've been using a lot of stone building all of these waterworks. In fact, we are actually out of regular stone. Interesting. Which is not a huge problem, actually. We have a lot of spare workforce, so I can just increase the number of people working here back up to, let's say, 50. And that should solve our problem there for now. I need to do the same with the clay pit as well, actually. At some point, my available workforce jumped way over 100. I didn't really notice it happening. The satisfaction with their occupation took a nosedive. That's probably when I shut down the breeder, isn't it? Yeah. Well, it's going to have to stay that way for a little longer, I'm afraid. Alright, this pump is being built. Very good. I will... Oh, it took that upgrade automatically because I copied an existing one, I think. So if people show up to work there, this will now have enough pressure? Right? I don't know that this one is connected. Oh no, it is. Okay, yeah, 600 water pressure in that canal, so this pool is full. Very nice, very cute. People can swim there. The hospital is rather full. If I let them have fabric... Oh, that requires a tech, never mind. Yes, stone production is surprisingly not good. I'm assuming that most of it has just been used on, like, one-time construction, though, so I don't think I need to worry about it too much. Yeah, there was just a huge spike in it being used. I don't know. I can't read. I'm seeing a path forming here, so I clearly need to fill this in a bit. They're also kind of cutting across here a lot. There is a research I can do to unlock the fungus highway, which is slightly faster. We do also want the dark plaza at some point. I think it would probably be wise to employ more people in labs. I'm going to let these balticrawler breeders get built first, though. Because they will employ 14 people each, thereabouts. It is being suggested that I appoint nobles. Yes, I kind of forgot to do that. So to do that, I would have to build chambers which requires some gems. I can get some gems, it's fine. So if I were to just pop one of those down there and make sure we import some gems. Probably smart. Probably something I should be doing. Taking a surprisingly long time to build an import depot. Oh, we're still low on housing. My bad. Well, upgrading them will help a little bit. Right, that is to import gems, which I have nowhere set to store, of course. Why would I? Go. Now I do. That will bankrupt me if I'm not already bankrupt. Yeah, that did bankrupt us, but it is what it is. These things happen. I probably need to just build some more longhouses rather than just trying to get away with solving my housing problems entirely by upgrading them. But I don't have the stone to do that, because I want to build them out of stone. I suppose I could just put them in the mines. If I could remember exactly what size they were. They're 5 by 6. Five by 6. The perfect size for a home. Apparently, if you're a Garthemi. I don't know personally, but... might as well just fill this space with 1 or 2 as well. So that space will help a bit. Did those gems arrive already? No, they're still inbound. Okay. It's kind of insane to me that even without the breeders working, we are still eating more than we're making, kind of on average. It's taking a very long time to get these balticrawler breeders working. Oh right, let's check quickly. Is the moisture actually increased? Yes, considerably. Okay. So I can use these for irrigation. Like if I were to run this canal up to around these, they would become considerably better, I think. I could probably do the same for my farms, some irrigation, although that's not strictly necessary. I could. But that's good to know. All the ones down by the river are totally fine, but the inland balticrawler breeders could be improved. This whole time we just have a mass grave in the middle of the city, and I think that's actually completely fine, believe it or not. I don't think they really care. Everybody's in that pool, holy hell. It's odd that the Garthemi want to live here, but all die of heat stroke. This is where they wanted to live. Ooh, I need to build a janitor over on these outskirts. Stuff is degrading. Right, well that pool is surely saving us a lot of time with people not having to run all the way down to the river. This coal deposit is almost entirely excavated. I am quite worried how much material it will take to build out what I want here. Am I right or wrong about that? The auxiliaries, or the mines. Oh, these aren't so bad actually. It doesn't take as many as kind of most mine endeavors do. I mean, it's still a lot, don't get me wrong. 228 and 190 though, that's totally fine. So I'll go ahead and get that built. It actually doesn't need to be anywhere near as big as I've made it there. I can kind of snip a lot of that off. Although it doesn't really save you anything, there's just no reason to have that space taken up by the mine. You just need to cover all the deposits and then have enough space for your additional stuff. This is also right next to... This is all coal as well, but I'll get this mine built first and then worry about that. It's also massively degraded, so I need to put a janitor in here too. Everywhere needs a janitor. Alright, we're finally into the actual construction phase of this next balticrawler breeder. We have so many people actually working at the moment. These ones were built a while ago, they'll finally come up to production. And I guess they'll make about 80? No, 40, 50-ish by the looks of it. Per day, that is. Per DM. Well, 50 meat per DM. Entirely reasonable thing to say. I need to employ more people in the clay pits. Not 400 people, but you know, a lot, but not 400. Because our clay is all being eaten up by... Well, what exactly, I don't really know. Laboratories take a substantial chunk. They'll currently take about 120 when we have enough to give. And I mean, I do have to provide that to actually sustain our innovation. I don't know exactly what happens when we're in negative innovation. I don't know what that means for the city. Hopefully nothing major. But now we should be making a substantial, what's the word I'm trying to think of here? Overage? I don't know. More than enough. Put it that way. And we've also got 2 more of these breeders steadily working up to production, and this one's not too far off. So, what that means is, build more. Because if, as I'm learning, if I think I have enough, I do not. I'm just going to go kind of way what feels over the top, but is hopefully going to prove to be actually exactly as much as is necessary. Just filling the map with my ovoid balticrawler breeders. I'm probably going to want another meat warehouse down here as well. I think kind of freezing the population growth for a while was definitely a good idea. Whoa, 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 don't do that. Don't do that. My bad. Just have to actually build these houses and such. I do have these vacant houses in the cave already. I'm not sure whether they're just too far from where workers are required and that's why they haven't been occupied. That would be my assumption. But I do not know for sure. I think realistically I have to be building the additional kind of required housing at least relatively nearby. The jobs that the people will be taking up. I think that's right. Just trying to make this somewhat symmetrical, which is sort of antithesis to the Garthemi, but I'm doing it here anyway in this case. My stance on symmetry will flip-flop throughout this playthrough, I'm sure. Oh, did we ever finish that chamber up here? No, not yet. It's waiting for fabric because I stopped importing fabric. Well, I'll be able to stop importing coal. I was going to say relatively soon, but not really. At some point. I'm going to put some of my precious innovation into improving stone mining. That should make something of a difference. Most of our stone expenditure at the moment is purely construction. It's not like it's not a constant drain, it's just a momentary need, let's say. Oh, our cloth is running out. And we still have plenty of leather, so that's a production issue. I can simply allocate more workers to somewhat resolve the problem. But as the population has grown, that is going to just be the way that is. And I am going to have to make more leather if I want more, or alternatively grow cotton. That is the alternative. I think that's what I'm going to do as well. Let's just drop a fairly massive cotton farm down here. Maybe not there. The moisture is... Okay, it's 61% there actually. That's not too bad. It will cost some cotton to make that. We do have some right there. So once the season is correct, they'll harvest that cotton and make their own farm. I don't know if that will make enough, but I could make a tailor to use the cotton and then keep the existing one using leather, so that I'm kind of splitting the resource drain for clothing. There's so many balticrawlers. So many. An apocalyptically high number of balticrawlers. Huh, these two are actually producing less than I thought they would. Oh well, meat is meat. I'm going to go ahead and swap this over to be importing fabric. Not that we have much money for importing at the moment. It's mostly being spent on importing coal and little bits of metal a little while ago. But I need to get that fabric in so that I can build this chamber and appoint a noble. What industry I would apply them to should be entirely obvious. I want a noble of the balticrawler industry. Our people are currently clearly quite happy because we have 80-something available immigrants if we wanted them. So things aren't going too badly. We're just not kind of actively growing right now. Not in a population anyway. Oh, look at that. The meat number is going up. Finally, you love to see it. I think I'm just going to quickly pull this canal over the way here. To moisten up this field a bit. This auroch pasture. See if I can make it slightly more productive. As it would be nice to have that additional leather production. Let's see how that goes. I don't think that should be too much of a drain on things, and I was wanting to do that to help irrigate this cotton farm as well. And this, again, this will prevent people from crossing over here, but I mean, I kind of want people to be using the roads anyway. They will get upgraded to the slightly faster fungal highways eventually. Alright, the meat stocks are finally filling. And we've still got 2 balticrawler breeders building up production. So I am tempted to turn breeding back on, to allow breeding once more. Oh, we actually are. We actually do have 13 people employed breeding, so we will have been very slowly breeding. But I'm gonna turn things up. We breed. Once more we breed. I think the coal mine must have finished because I suddenly have no... No? Okay. I was saying I suddenly have no available workforce. So I might just authorize some immigrants real fast. Let's take 35. Just to keep some good, free workforce going. Free as in available, not unpaid, although I'm sure they are unpaid. Alright, this canal is finally going to finish. Yes, no? Any day now? There you go. So that brought the moisture of this auroch pasture up to 93%, which is nice. I forget exactly what it was at before. Oh, it was at 63%. I can actually see that. And it apparently will take some time to move towards the new value. Irrigation ain't instant, I suppose. Did we finally make this chamber? Nope, still waiting on that. Because we still have no money. I'm wondering if there's anything I could export, kind of slightly more valuably. Anything more valuable I could export? Cut stone could be a good idea. I would have to invest substantially more people in doing that, but it's quite valuable. 288 export value. Let's drop an export depot up here next to our masonry. And think about how I can kind of work this. I'm wondering whether it's going to be most effective for me to just put more people in the mines. Like if I if I up the number of employees by 20, the production goes up to 530. So from... It was allegedly at like 300, right? So that's a fairly substantial improvement. I'm basically weighing up whether I would rather do that or build another laboratory and increase output with research. The reason to do that anyway is so that I can then employ more people in masonry. And of course make the cut stone to export. Because I think that could be our money maker. Oh, we apparently have 16 people raiding. Huh? Oh. Well, that's not ideal. Yeah, we definitely want to be... I feel I'm in danger. That's never good. But I can't necessarily do anything about it right now. So it sort of just is what it is. Okay, we are now exhausting our grain supply. Although the fields are currently being harvested, so that might not be truly representative of the situation. Still very much dying of heat stroke. And that's just going to be how it is for a while. I give them the pool. Oh. No, I don't. That canal expansion took a rather substantial toll on the water pressure situation. So, okay, more pumps it is. I don't know whether I should just be using culverts, to be honest. It is less efficient than canals. Okay, that's what I needed to... That's basically what I needed to check. So maybe that's why some people died of heat stroke. Could be. It could be. I think I'm going to leave the breeding at its current kind of state. I don't want to go crazy. I don't want to go crazy with the breeding. It's easy to go crazy with the breeding, you know? I think you know. And you know what? I might take some more immigrants again. I know that my people are very happy to not be... They're very happy to be natives, but I could really use the workforce. Once again, that somehow sounded really political. I suppose Songs of Syx is just a relatively accurate mirror of actual real-world situations. Except they're bug people and not real humans that matter. I'm going to go ahead and end this video here because I'm starting to get a bit stuffy and I don't want the, you know, VO quality to be gross. Things are, I believe, going quite well. But I would say that, wouldn't I? I like that we've started to make use of canals, though, and water, you know, more generally. That feels like a good thing. It sort of opens up a lot more of the map for production of, you know, stuff like, well, balticrawler breeders for a start. The old classic, the bug people classic. And we're also, you know, not too far off getting our own supply of coal now, which will take a lot of financial strain away. We are producing lots of stone, so we can start to improve the cut stone output, and then we can export that. So this, you know, I feel like our trade situation is beginning to come into a good place, and that's a fairly important thing. Generally, I think things are going okay. We're definitely at threat of being wiped out in a military fashion at any moment, and hopefully in the next episode I can address that. But until then, which is hopefully for you in about 2 seconds, because the next video will just autoplay while you're asleep. Thanks for watching these videos, I really appreciate it, and goodbye.